Welcome back to the Padilla Family Homestead. If you are new here, we are in Northwest Arkansas staying with our best friends, and we are sharing a garden together this year. These beds are brand new, freshly made. We planted all kinds of things. The soil was leftover soil from last year that was meant for a garden that was never built, so the nutrients aren't super great. There was a lot of things that we were working on, but starting a new garden is quite an undertaking with a budget, and we were starting late, so we decided to just try everything. A couple of the things we decided to try were seed potatoes that we bought, and some potatoes from the kitchen, along with some sweet potatoes. We planted these the end of May, and it took us about a month to get straw over the top of them, I want to say. And then by that time when we put the straw on, they actually started flowering the next week. So they were only in there a short period of time and they started flowering. And shortly after, they started dying back. I kept trying to water them, keep them going, and they just kept dying more and more and more. So we decided, well, maybe they were ready. And so, as you can see here this day, we are harvesting the potatoes. Now what we're doing is we took this straw and we ended up putting it over our corn. Something I do want to do is to test this spot before planting here potatoes here again. Or any nightshade, actually, because potatoes are actually in the nightshade family. And I am curious if this straw had something yucky on it to cause it to die back. The only reason why I'm not thinking that's the case is because they actually flowered, and I don't think that would be the case if there was some sort of pesticide or something on the straw. So we're moving the straw over, and then we are going to start digging. We have a variety. We have purple potatoes and red skin potatoes and Yukon Golds and another like red kitchen potato. So there's a whole variety. We did 4 rows. And you are going to see that they are actually very, very tiny. There's not very many of them. And so I really think our soil here was the issue. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to tell you how we're going to remedy this and hope for better next year. So one of the things we're going to do is we are going to put compost on the top of these beds. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to verify the straw source was okay. And I'm going to plant a couple of bean seeds in this bed before I move out, because this is going to be where the cauliflower and broccoli go as well. And so I want to make sure that we know if this has pesticide damage in the soil, so we know if we have to avoid nightshades here in the future, or if we can continue to use this straw in other places. So we're going to test it, and then we're going to add a ton of compost, because that's what this garden needs. We pretty much have all of our seeds for next year. We'll be planting a lot of stuff from seeds. I talked to my best friend, and we really, like I said, the biggest thing that we need is better soil. We have dirt, but we need soil, and to grow healthy plants and to grow big vegetables and big potatoes, we need good nutrients in the soil, because that's what you're growing actually, is you're growing soil and a microbiome in the soil, and that soil then grows the produce for you. And so that's something that we're really going to be concentrating on and working towards come spring. But for now, we're utilizing what we have every time we plant. I am adding some sort of a fertilizer. After we picked this up, I went ahead and I added some blood meal because we needed nitrogen in here for the cabbages and cauliflowers that are going to go in here. I'm also going to be doing fish fertilizer on this area as well. The other thing that happened that I don't completely understand is I actually didn't try these potatoes. My friend made them just because I said they're not gonna store because they're super tiny. So they're not gonna last a long time. We need to eat them very quickly as if they're new potatoes, which is what they are. And so she made them for dinner that night. And she said they tasted really, really bitter and gross. So I'm wondering if that's because the plant was stressed. I'm wondering if there was something else at play, if there was a nutrient that's lacking, or if it's just because they were baby potatoes, but I don't know. So if you have information on that, I would love to hear it. The next thing we decided to dig up here was the sweet potatoes. Now the sweet potatoes were nowhere near being ready. We knew they weren't ready. We were checking just in case. But what happened is a deer got into the garden and ate all of the greens pretty much, except for one vine. And we decided to just go ahead and cut our losses. We waited a little bit and waited to see if any of the leaves were going to start growing back or anything like that, and it wasn't happening. And so at that point we were going to be too late in the season to try to start over. So we cut our losses with the sweet potatoes, and I hope that deer enjoyed them. I will tell you what, being a gardener and having a deer get into the garden makes me want to learn how to hunt. So that's kind of our potato and sweet potato year. It wasn't the greatest. We learned a few things, and we are going to improve for the future. We are absolutely not giving up. It was still a ton of fun digging these things up and seeing what was underneath. The treasure wasn't that great this time, but it will be better next year. I have faith in that, and I have hope in that. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will catch you back here at the Padilla Family Homestead for our next video, which will be our Every Bit Counts Challenge recap for this last week. Thank you for watching.